Hi, this is the second part of the GCP to on-prem BGP configuration we discussed earlier. In this particular session, we will create a second cloud router and have a regional-based redundancy from your data center. So in case of a particular exchange failure or a exchange route switching, your connection will be redundant through another regional network. So for this particular scenario, we will be discussing the configuration and testing. The environment is same. Let's start with creating a cloud router. So we will use a router to as the name and the BGP VPC network. Then for this particular testing scenario, we will be using a US based region to deploy the cloud router. So this is a good practice to have a hybrid environment, and which will keep the traffic flow if one of the link also fail. As you already know, we have completed the configuring BGP session completed. So in this extended session, we will be using, as I discussed earlier, the same environment, just updating what we have done in the previous video as a recap. So yeah, just recreate that one. I have not completed that. And region will be a US one, and we will be using a different AS value. For advertising, we will be only advertising our 192.168.100.0/24 network. And let's create a gateway. After creating a router, this is mandatory to create a gateway. The region should be same, and we will be sticking with only IPv4 communication. So that part is completed. Now we have to create VPN tunnels. We should have created a VPN tunnel. We will be choosing our second route, which is using the second cloud router, and the peer gateway will be same that we already configured in the earlier session. And we will keep everything simple here, and just a tunnel name we need to configure here. So we should be following the standard naming convention, like if you are naming it in a particular way, that should be the same for second one also, or a slightly modified version. Otherwise it will be very difficult to understand what exactly we are using this particular traffic or this tunnel or this router. I have completed configuration with high availability for this particular tunnel. Now the VPN tunnels are done. Now we will jump to the configuring BGP session. In this particular session, as we already discussed, we have to key in the peer details. So this is a router 1 and VPN 1 for the BGP. And yeah, we have to key in the remote private AS number that we used in our environment. The second VPN tunnel also require additional information. Yeah, both are done, and this will configure the BGP session. As we earlier done, we are downloading that Fortinet configuration, and we will modify the downloaded configuration file. As you know, once this is done, the connection will establish. We have to rename the VPN interface as the downloaded configuration have the same value as this is a different router. And yeah, you have to rename HIVPN 1 0 and 1 already exist in the remote location. That's why we are renaming it. And this is the same procedure, except we are updating the VPN interface and the policy. In the policy, make sure we have that particular interface that you are using in your FortiGate firewall. Also make sure the firewall policy won't overlap, otherwise it will make some existing policy disruptions. So yeah, all done at this point. And if you take a look, we can see the 4 tunnels are up. Let's give a try. Yep, here also all tunnel up. Now we have a secure connection from the GCP to on-prem through 2 different routes. And let's shut down the first tunnel and verify if the traffic flow through the second one. So I'm disabling VPN interfaces 0 and 1 down. Yep, this is done. Now let's test again if that traffic flows. It seems like it's not working. Let me think about this process actually. What did I miss from last? It's not working. Oh, it must be the router. Sorry, the static routes we created on the FortiGate side. Let's have a quick configuration here. As we know, we will rename it to 2, or maybe there is a easier way. We can configure this one by duplicating the existing routes. Let's have a quick look there. That's in the interface, static route. Yeah, clone is there. We will clone the interface. And thus only I need to change the new VPN interface here. And for the second one also we will be using the interface 3. Yeah, all good. Now let's see if it pings. You can see the first 2 tunnels are down. Now, yeah, the traffic is flowing through the US region here. Let's see if this trace works. So basically the exit route is only one, yeah, this hit on after a firewall and it reaches the destination. SSH does work. Yeah, ping also fine. So what we will do, we will initiate a continuous ping from this VM, and what we will do, we will shut down the newly created interface, but before that we will enable both shut already shut down interface, which is part of the cloud router 1. This is up, and the traffic is flowing without disruption, so the changeover must not have happened so far. The status is not changed, but I am still making the interfaces down. So yeah, I think there is a slight switchover is happening. Yeah, you can see that's flowing without any issue. So before winding up today's session, I would like to share a crucial information to not advertise the APIPA IP address what we are used for establishing the point-to-point connection in the peering. So I have put together a slide here so you can check why this is very important, and this is the risk of advertising a APIPA. And if you are communicating with definitely in the cloud environment and with a different cloud environment and setting up the GCP, AWS communication or on-premise communication, you should avoid advertising the APIPA IP. So if you have any queries related or comments related to this configuration, you can write it on the comments or you can email me. And thank you for watching.